All right, so there's a difference between accountability and responsibility. Accountability means that you're the person that's going to be held for the ultimate consequence or repercussion of what was done. Being responsible is the individual that may have committed the act. So some people would say, well what's the difference? If you committed an act, you should also be the one accountable for the act, right? Well, there are certain circumstances um, that are unique that does not happen. So if you're driving down the street and you're drunk and you hit someone or you're speeding or whatever the case is, you're responsible and accountable. Well, typically if you're over 18 and typically based on what the damage that was done. So in many cases, minors may do things, and if it's not a severe case of something where they should be charged because the act is that serious, the parents are the ones that's held accountable. So the parents has to be called to go to the police station or to the store where they shoplifted, their kids did, and then the parents has to deal with the actual repercussions of the consequences. Now the parents may be able to pass that accountability off to the child, but still ultimately they're the ones that has to maybe go in their pocket, pay for stuff, that kind of stuff. I want you guys to understand that because in life, many times we may be in situations where we are being forced to be held accountable when really we're just responsible. Or in some cases, there are some people who try to avoid accountability because they feel they were not responsible for the act. Many of you out there, those that follow me, tend to be aspiring or current entrepreneurs. You are the accountable one for your enterprise. Many of the things that may happen, even if the employees did it, they may have made mistakes dealing with clients. Your accountant may have made mistakes on your numbers, and now you have a tax issue. They may be responsible, but ultimately you're accountable. I understand this very well. So many times when something happens, even if I decide to pass that consequence down to whoever the responsible person was, whether I fire my accountant or terminate an employee, that's one thing. But when I'm being held liable or accountable to the customer and having to, let's say, issue a customer a refund or answer to an external agency, even though it was at the hands of employees, that's just what I know I have to do. So I want you guys to understand is that business has so much more to do with just gaining wealth. There's a lot of underlying pieces that you got to be careful of and be cognizant of. Wealth building just doesn't come with, getting money, getting a great product service, and you're just getting money. There are a lot of pieces that you got to understand that goes with it, ethically, ideologically, philosophically, financially, emotionally, mentally, that you have to also consider and learn to understand to develop, because those that are not able to move through certain things with their endeavors, even though it may be their ultimate life dreams, they fail. They're not able to push through certain things because they were not prepared with a lot of the underlying stuff. So many people, consultants, whomever may have bright ideas until you do this, until you use that or whatever, and very few people get into the mindset and the psychology of an individual and not really help them with understanding the many intrinsics, the intangibles that go with business in order to make you successful. So today, I just want you to understand that accountability, responsibility are two different things. One can be applied to both or not. And once you understand that, you will stand firm, stand 10 toes down with the things that you're accountable for, and understand how you need to pass some of those things off if you have to, or walk through the fire on your own. Always keep in mind that the man who fails is also the man who tries. See you soon.